the first thing is, if there's ever been a time to understand your customers better and to be more data driven, then this has been it. And the speed of decision making when the landscape and the environment is uncertain becomes really a source of massive competitive advantage. Yeah. I'm involved with a company called Lovehoney, which is a online retailer of sexual happiness products. And believe it or not, it took us about 4 to 6 weeks to realize that the lockdown was going to be a positive boost to the business, and we ended up being, sort of 80% up year on year. Equally, I'm quite close to the team at Oddbox, and they obviously had a massive boost in those first few weeks of lockdown. But to understand the cohorts and the customers that they were acquiring and making sure that they were going to be valuable long-term customers was a real area of focus for them. And their business has done phenomenally well and continues to grow actually faster at the end of lockdown than it did at the beginning of lockdown. My second one is macro. To take a little bit of a step back and to read the tea leaves and take some perspective of what's happening in the world. And not everything's going to be the same. It's not going to be bounced back to normal, whatever normal was. And some things are just going to change more fundamentally. And that could mean that your business has a bigger opportunity that you thought, and you should, accelerate and raise more money and go faster. It could be that you're in a category or a business model where you have to delay and wait a little bit and wait for the return of spend and consumer behavior to come back. Or it could be that your business just isn't as interesting as it was pre-COVID, and actually now's the time to think about using skilling up in other areas or moving the business in other areas. In change, there's always opportunity, but I think everyone's very busy and trying to make things work. But now's a good time to take a step back and think about things. And then my third M is media, and really thinking about opportunities. It amazed me, like in the first 6 or 8 weeks of COVID, the TV buying schedules were already set, so you saw a lot of ads for travel companies in those first 6 weeks, which was a bit odd. But also opening up to media buying opportunities. So I know the team at Loaf did their first TV ad after 6 weeks. Getting better cost of media than they would have done pre-pandemic, but it's turned out to work really phenomenally well for them. And TV is going to become a big part of their media mix going forward. So those are my 3 M's, my 3 things: micro, macro, and media.